Satellite images reveal hidden missile bases in North Korea. Is North Korea secretly building missiles? Satellite images have located 13 of an estimated 20 undeclared missile operating bases in North Korea. Specifically, the Sakhamul missile base, which is around 85 miles from Seoul, is shown in satellite images to be located amidst mountainous terrain. According to a study by a Washington think tank, the Sakhamul missile base includes barracks, underground facilities to house the transporter erector launchers (TELs) or mobile erector launchers (MELs), and vehicle maintenance and storage. Satellite images also show the base's checkpoint, headquarters building, maintenance depots, and entrances to underground tunnels that could potentially hide the missiles and trucks that transport them. The missile operating bases are not launch facilities, however, missiles could be launched from there in an event of an emergency. Victor Cha, a prominent North Korea expert, claims the missile bases are actively in use and are not decaying. This comes amid reports that North Korea was dismantling a key missile site in July. Here are more stories about North Korea. North Korean defector's stomach full of nasty parasites. The contents of a recent North Korean defector's stomach paint a hopeless picture of what life is really like inside the Hermit Kingdom. The North Korean border guard was shot several times while fleeing across the demilitarized zone to South Korea last week. Medical staff treating the defector say they found numerous parasites inside his body. Several of these were removed from his digestive tract, including one 27-centimeter-long roundworm. They were likely caused by farming practices in the north where human excrement is used for fertilizer due to a lack of chemical fertilizer. Known as night soil, this practice is notorious for spreading parasites and disease. And that god-awful practice was championed by this guy. And he's full of it. Very full. Kim's nuclear test site in the mountains is no more. Reports from two groups of Chinese geologists have found that North Korea's main nuclear testing site has collapsed, which could be the real reason Pyongyang is suspending its missile tests. North Korea's last 6 nuclear tests were all carried out at the Ponggyeori testing facility under Mount Mantap. During the latest test in September 2017, a bomb believed to have an explosive yield of 100 kilotons set off a powerful explosion. It caused an initial 6.3 magnitude tremor and triggered several more earthquakes in the weeks that followed. Geologists from the University of Science and Technology of China analyzed the region's seismic data and found that the blast vaporized surrounding rock, creating a 200-meter hole as the area collapsed in on itself. A large section of the mountain ridge near the peak is also believed to have broken off as a result of shockwaves. Researchers from the Jilin Earthquake Agency reported similar findings and added that the collapse created a chimney which could leak radioactive fallout into the air. Both studies concluded the testing site to be unstable and unusable. The area is located close to the Chinese border, but while authorities say no increase in radioactivity levels have been detected, they will continue monitoring the surrounding region. North Korea blew up one of its own cities by accident. North Korea fabulously blew up one of its own urban cities accidentally during a ballistic missile test last year. Last April, when Kim Jong-fatty shot off a Hwasong-12 intermediate-range ballistic missile, it sadly couldn't even deliver a short range. Instead, it crashed in the city of Tokchon, located about 2 hours from Pyongyang. The missile was launched from the Pukchang airfield, but things went haywire as it flew 24 miles to the northeast, blowing up industrial or agricultural facilities in Tokchon. In the meantime, while North Korea is busy annihilating itself, what's Orangina doing? Bragging about the size of his bigly button. Wonderful.
Phew, that was a close one. Safety concerns have been raised over North Korea's aggressive missile testing program after the most recent launch came dangerously close to a passenger plane. On July 28th, an Air France flight to Paris took off from Tokyo, carrying more than 300 passengers. 45 minutes later, North Korea test-launched an intercontinental ballistic missile from Chagang province. The missile climbed more than 2,000 miles before returning back to Earth. It landed in the Sea of Japan just 5 to 10 minutes after the Air France flight passed through the same area. In response to the incident, Air France put out a statement claiming North Korean test zones don't interfere with their flight paths, adding that they analyze potentially dangerous flyover zones. But experts say global aviation systems may not be able to even detect a missile in a plane's flight path, let alone warn airlines about it. Adjusting commercial flight paths may be one way of addressing the North Korean safety risk, but it will be both expensive and difficult.
Washington, we have a problem. A nuclear-free Korea is on the agenda for the upcoming Kim-Trump playdate. In the meantime, the North's apparently just gonna test a new reactor while they still can. A newly finished nuclear reactor in North Korea's Yongbyon complex has reportedly come online after satellite images show its smokestack releasing emissions. The North claims the reactor is meant to produce electricity for civilians, since it has the potential to create enough megawatts to power a small town. Experts point out that the nuclear reactor can also be used to create 20 kilograms of plutonium a year to power its nuclear weapons. To achieve complete denuclearization, the U.S. will have to persuade the North Koreans to give up not just their arsenal, but also facilities that produce nuclear fuel. Good luck and Godspeed to that.